consecutive winning seasons for the first time in his tenure. And Les Miles, after 4 years at Oklahoma State, takes over for Nick Saban, who was very successful at LSU, including a national championship in 2003. A lot of pressure on Miles as he inherits an excellent team. LSU won the toss and deferred, so Arizona State received the kickoff from Chris Jackson, and Terry Richardson decided not to run it out of the end zone. Sam Keller is the starting quarterback, making his third career start. He's a junior from Danville, California, a backup in recent years to Andrew Walter, who has gone on now to the NFL, a third-round pick of the Oakland Raiders. Walter threw 85 touchdown passes in his career, setting the Pac-10 record, previously held by John Elway. Keller, 2-0 as the starter. Started their bowl game last year, the Sun Bowl against Purdue, and led them to a dramatic victory, and then engineered the easy win against Temple this season. He's going into traffic, and it is caught by the tight end, Zach Miller. Looked like there was great coverage on the play, and somehow Keller managed to feed it through to Miller for a 19-yard gain out to the 39. The Arizona State offense, Burgess is really a wide receiver playing tailback. They use Burgraff as an H-back, and excellent receivers. And it's a veteran offensive line as well, anchored in the middle by Grayling Love, who was an all-Pac-10 tackle last year. He's moved back to his more natural position at center. Just as we praise the offensive line, Brandon Rodd, the left tackle, a bit anxious. These are SEC officials working the game tonight. Thomas Ritter, the referee.
Snap. Full start. 62. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains for snap.
Last week against Temple, 11 penalties by Arizona State. So that's not good for Dirk Cutter's team.
You could get away with that against Temple. They likely wouldn't be able to survive a performance like that tonight. Keller to throw on first and long, and it is completed. Derek Hagan the catch. He needs 4 more now to pass John Jefferson and become their all-time leading receiver. The LSU front four, arguably the best in the country. Bo Pelini, their defensive coordinator, thinks the tackles are the best duo in the country. Cameron Vaughn moves from outside linebacker to middle linebacker this year. Padoni, a converted offensive player. Brand new corners in Prude and Jackson, the veteran safeties Daniel and Landry. Landry's been their leading tackler each of the last 2 years. On second down, dumped off short for Rudy Burgess, and he's out to the 46, about 4 yards short of the first down. Kyle Williams, the outstanding defensive tackle, made the play.
The big question for Arizona State is, will they be able to run on LSU? We know they can pass. They want to throw the football, but they have to have balance against this defense.
They ran for 300 yards against Temple. It's an Arizona State team that in the last 3 years hasn't averaged more than 118 yards rushing per game for a season. They make their hay, as Coach Cutter says, in the passing game, and there's a terrific tackle along the near sideline. Moe Mutz made the catch, and he was dragged down immediately by Ronnie Prude to stop Dirk Cutter's receiver short of the first down. They were 5th in the nation and led the Pac-10 in passing yards. And you got the sense, talking to Coach Cutter, he said, yeah, we'd like to run, but if we can't, we'll just make hay in the passing game.
Yeah, he said if we have to, we'll throw every play. We believe in our passing game.
Chris McDonald, the punter, he's a good punter, but they had lots of problems in punt coverage last year. And they don't have to cover that one. It goes out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 48-yard punt to the 3-yard line by Chris McDonald. Former walk-on, now on scholarship. Jamarcus Russell, now the starting quarterback for LSU, and that was up in the air until at least yesterday. We did not hear officially from Les Miles till today that Jamarcus Russell would be the quarterback.
I've seen him in high school in Mobile. He's played for 4 years in high school. He played last year. He fought off Marcus Randall in a battle.
High formation. That's been the history of Coach Miles. Might be one wrinkle he'll bring to LSU, a little more I formation. Miles spent a long time in Michigan. The LSU offense. The backs and receivers, they're without their leading rusher from a year ago, Ali Broussard, out for the year with a knee injury, but they think Adai is special. And the offensive line led by Andrew Whitworth at tackle, making his 40th consecutive start. And a brilliant, literally so, Nieswanger at center. He's already graduated from LSU with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Out to the far side, caught by Skylar Green. It was Craig Davis, actually, who made the catch. And the Arizona State defense, the big question is up front. They have two starters who are out tonight. So Kofe and Talbot have moved in to join Hill and Darley. Dale Robinson is their leading playmaker. Jamar Williams, the quarterback of the defense. James, the new starter. And in the secondary, Golden and Walter White. London and Cavnese. 3rd down and 3 for LSU. Receiver open and the ball dropped. Early Doucette, the sophomore from St. Martinville, Louisiana, would have had the first down had he been able to hang on, but he could not. 3 downs and a punt for LSU.
If you're Les Miles, you're happy about this series. You're not happy about the drop ball, but Jamarcus Russell really took very good care of the football in the first series. Threw the ball well.
Chris Jackson to punt. He doubles as the starting third baseman on the LSU baseball team. Hit .305 last season. It's a fake. How about this start to his coaching career at LSU for Les Miles? Jackson completes a pass for a first down. A 12-yard gain as he found Ronnie Prude out of the 22-yard line.
Arizona State going to come after the punt. Nobody on Ronnie Prude. Now, a lot of times you'll go in with the punt, Sean, and you'll have it on where the punter can actually throw the ball out to the gunner if he's not covered. They did not cover the gunner.
That takes a lot of guts.
Well, it's on. It's wide open. Yeah, it's good. Good move.
Yep. His team backed up deep in its own territory. First series of the season after more than 5 weeks of practice. There's Joseph Adai bottled up. Dale Robinson leading that defense with help from Jamar Williams, and they are the two big playmakers. Bill Miller, the new defensive coordinator, told us yesterday, if we're going to do well this season on defense, those guys need to make plays all the time. And there is Bill Miller. Comes from the University of Florida most recently, so he saw this LSU bunch up close the last couple of years.
A lot of respect for the Florida defense. He looked at these guys last year and had a lot of respect for LSU.
2 tight ends in the ball game now, and Russell throws, and it is caught by Craig Davis. And then dropped. They're having trouble hanging on. Josh Golden had the coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
Go back to the fake punt, which was wide open. A lot of confidence in the punter to throw that football from your own goal line.
Well, he's a good
but that was wide open.
A baseball player, in addition to his punting and kicking exploits. Spread formation, a lot of time for Russell, and he zings one. That was inaccurate off the hands of Davis, but a tough catch right near the first down marker. Again, Josh Golden had the coverage. And a punt situation again.
Craig Davis, the wide receiver, their press coverage for the defensive corners right on top of him. No help by the safety, Josh Golden.
Well, it's interesting now. They go to Patrick Fisher to punt. Jackson was their punter last year. It's thought they might split the punting time this year. But apparently, Jackson's the designated fake guy at the very least. Fisher puts it away. Terry Richardson, a tough catch on the run. And he's out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Daniel Francis made the tackle for LSU, a 39-yard punt and a 1-yard return. Sam Keller brings the Sun Devils back on offense after this. ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Polaroid. 15th ranked Arizona State taking on LSU. Third season in a row that LSU is taking on a team from the Pac-10. On first down, Rudy Burgess. A hard-earned 3 yards before he got driven back by LaRon Landry.
Sean, I want to go back to the fake punt because when you play a game like Arizona State did last week and you don't play a game like LSU did, you can all of a sudden maybe they saw something in the TV tape of Arizona State in the punt rush and they took advantage of it on the first play.
It's an interesting philosophical debate about who has the advantage, with one team, Arizona State, having played a game, the other not having played a game. Burgess again. It's a new coaching staff at LSU. So the Arizona State coaches said, yeah, we would like to have seen some of what they're going to do. They have a new defensive coordinator and a new head coach, and we have nothing to go on.
See the pressure right there, Sean. They tried to bring a linebacker out on Ronnie Prude, and he was wide open. Can't give him that throw.
Third down and 5. Bo Pelini was next to Coach Miles there, the new defensive coordinator. He was at Oklahoma last year, Nebraska the year before that. Keller buried and then flipped it toward the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him down. Sacked by Kyle Williams, the senior from Ruston, Louisiana, with his 13th career sack.
Kyle Williams just roars up the field. And Grayling Love, when we talked to him yesterday, the center, he said these tackles, Kyle Williams and Claude Roten, they play hard all the game. A good pass rush by LSU. Kyle Williams, the emotional leader of that defense.
They ruled it an incomplete pass. The referee, Thomas Rivers, pointing at Keller as if to indicate he was sacked. But they did give him credit for throwing the ball away. And here's another one that could be down. Did they wait too long to down it? They started a signal touchback and then marked it inches from the goal line. Josh Golden and Jamar Williams raced down there, and they were almost a little bit too greedy. A 53-yard punt. So they punted twice. They had one downed at the 3, out of bounds actually at the 3, and that one downed inside the 1. Watch the official there. You can see gives the one-hand signal for a moment as if to say touchback, and then changed his mind. Touchback? No. We'll mark it right there. And we'll be back right after the minutes from downtown. Not great field position so far for LSU. They started at the 3 and now at the 1.
Be a good time to throw the long pass right here.
Two tight ends in the ball game. And a long count by Jamarcus Russell. Looked like he was intentionally trying to draw them offside. Why not take the delay of game penalty? It's going to cost you an inch, and if you get away with that maneuver, you gain 5 yards and dig out of the hole.
It's unusual coming out of the huddle like that in a timeout.
Delay game on the offense. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
It's pretty heavy, though.
Less
It only cost you an inch or two, where if it works, you get 5 yards, you get a little breathing room. Now a very tight formation, and they rely on the 6'5", 248 Russell to get them a yard. Let's go to Reese Davis in the studio for a Sports Center 30 at 30 update.
All right, Sean, Barry Bonds is on his way back. He's been medically cleared to return to the Giants. He will be activated Monday. That's when the Giants take on the Padres, who lead San Francisco by 7 in the National League West. To the field, Manny Ramirez against the Yankees. His 34th home run. He's driven in 120 this season. 9-2 Red Sox win. They're up by 4 in the East. And the Yankees are probably going to be a game and a half out in the card by the end of the night.
Barry Bonds, the former Arizona State Sun Devil, returning to action for the Giants. Tyrone carried the ball carrier, and he got belted. Will Kofe, the defensive end, who was bothered by concussions in the preseason and missed some time in there to stop him along with Mike Talbot.
Arizona State with 8 and 9 people in the box to stop the run. They're daring Jamarcus Russell to throw the football.
Just 5 seconds to get the play off. 1 second as Russell takes the snap in the end zone and zings one for a first down to Craig Davis, the junior from New Orleans. A 13-yard pickup. Maurice London, a safety in coverage for Arizona State.
Good throw and a short post route to Craig Davis. Jamarcus Russell shows great poise in the face of his own goal line to throw that post pattern.
He was a backup for most of last year behind Marcus Randall. Russell started 4 games, played in 11, brought them from 2 touchdowns down in the Capital One Bowl against Iowa to take the lead. Then they lost on a long pass the last second. Robinson lost his helmet, but still made the tackle on Chiron Carey.
Sean, this is a team, LSU, with 2 plays away from being 11-1. You take away the Iowa play late in the game, the last play, and you take the Auburn play away, and this team has everybody back.
We told Kyle Williams yesterday, said I was more excited about the start of this season than I was in 2003. I think we have a better team than the one that won the national championship. 2nd and 2 after the 8-yard gain. It's Perry, who was limited to 6 games last year due to injury. Picking up the first down out of the 28-yard line. Jordan Hill made the tackle. These Sun Devils are having a tough time keeping their helmets on.
LSU is starting with bad field position, and Sean, we go back to the emotions that these players have had getting ready for this football game. So you knew they may start with their emotions high. They just need to get some relax a little bit. The game will come to them.
There's Perry again, and down by Jamar Williams. But a quality pickup on first down. He got 6 out to the 34-yard line. No score under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. You mentioned LSU playing a Pac-10 team for the 3rd year in a row. They won their opener last year, a game you were there, against Oregon State. They were fortunate to win in overtime, 22-21. Oregon State had a number of problems kicking extra points. And 2 years ago, LSU won at Arizona, 59-13. 2nd and 4. And a pitch to Carey. Originally signed with Tennessee out of high school, but never did play for the Vols. Here's Reese Davis.
All right, Sean, Taco Bell studio update. Texas and Ohio State. Troy Smith into the game for the Buckeyes at this point, down 10-3. And Smith finds Santonio Holmes, who beats Cedric Griffin one-on-one on the outside. That made it 10-10. And Vince Young, who had been outstanding earlier, this is what they call in the trade, ill-advised. A.J. Hawk will pick it off. Ohio State's kicked a couple of field goals, but Texas in the waning seconds within striking distance will keep you up to date.
Thank you very much. They hand it off to Skylar Green. There's a flag down. He got the first down on 3rd and short as it stands. He was collared by Dale Robinson, the senior from Queens, New York. And there was a flag thrown by the official on the line of scrimmage on the near side of the field. The illegal shift will bring it back. Well, let's go back to the question we talked about, Mike. The advantage of having played a game, having not played a game. Les Miles comes in. He kept Jimbo Fisher, who was the offensive coordinator.
1 second, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
At LSU under Nick Saban. He brought in Bo Pelini, with whom he had not worked before, from Oklahoma. So the Arizona State coaches are trying to figure out, is it going to be what Les Miles has done in the past? Is it going to be what Jimbo Fisher's done? Is it going to be what Bill Pelini's done or what Nick Saban had done before?
That's an advantage, but it's also an advantage playing the first game because you find out about your team under pressure.
Now 3rd and 7. Russell time again, and a nice catch by Craig Davis. They had some drops on the first series, but now they're making up for the wobbles with some good play. Maurice London made the tackle, a gain of 13 and a first down for LSU.
It was good throw by Jamarcus Russell, good route by Craig Davis. Joseph Adai, the tailback, has been blocking well in pass protection. They're going to take him out here, but he does everything for this football team. Blocks, run, catches.
Davis was their leading receiver last year with 43. Nicknamed Buster, given to him by his grandmother. 3 catches tonight. Tyrone Carey, former wide receiver, who's already graduated from LSU, did that in August. Dale Robinson, another tackle.
Tyrone Carey's 5'6", so they're going to have trouble finding him behind that big offensive line, that big fullback. And that shows you the depth of LSU at tailback. They lose Ali Broussard to an injury. They have Joseph Adai, Justin Vinson, Tyrone Carey, 3 deep.
Broussard injured his knee in a scrimmage in mid-August and he missed the entire season. He was their leading rusher, a bigger, more powerful back. 10th play of the drive. It started right on the goal line. Carey getting a workout. He might be diminutive, but he showed some power there as he ran over a couple of Sun Devils. Zach Patnese, the safety, called upon to make the play, but it's a first down at the 46-yard line of Arizona State.
You talked about it. If there's a weakness in this Arizona State defense, it's the front. Now, Jordan Hill's a great player, but you're without 2 starters. You're facing a big offensive line of LSU. They're going to wear on you for 4 quarters.
Arizona State without Kyle Caldwell, the defensive end. He has a quad contusion. He was one of 24 preseason candidates for the Ted Hendricks Award as the best defensive end in the country. Play action pass, and the ball is caught by Craig Davis, his 4th catch. They didn't think he caught it on the Arizona State sideline. They're hollering at the officials. 17-yard gain. Josh Golden had the coverage.
Good crossing route by Craig Davis. They brought motion, Benny Brazil in motion. Jamarcus Russell leads. Craig Davis just right.
Back in Tempe, Arizona. Reason to cheer for the LSU cheerleaders. An impressive drive. This is the 15th play of this march. They've had the ball for more than 8 minutes. Flags down. Looked like Arizona State might have been offside. Catch is made by Skylar Green for about a 2-yard gain, but it looked like the Sun Devils jumped. And they did. So it'll be a 5-yard walk-off and bring up 1st and 5.
Talked about the penalties last week. Didn't hurt them against Temple. But tonight,
Offside. Number 4 on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Replay first down.
you can't afford to help LSU. Too good.
Ball moved to the 11-yard line. This drive started inside their own 1. 3 receivers to the right. Justin Vinson, nice cutback. He was supplanted last year by Ali Broussard. Vincent had some fumbling problems that didn't help his cause. And he had dropped out of the picture a little bit to the point there were a lot of rumors around Baton Rouge he might transfer out of the Tiger program. But he has stayed, wants to be a part of what he believes to be a special season again.
Yeah, you have so much depth. Sometimes guys think, hey, I can't get on the field, and they don't want to be patient. We saw DJ Shockley last week. Georgia, a guy that waited for his chance. Justin Benson waiting for his opportunity again.
LSU dominating. There is no score. They're at the 9-yard line. 2nd and a long 2. Vincent, hit by Robinson. He has been the standout for Arizona. Arizona State so far, as they're giving up chunks of yardage, but it's not Robinson's fault. He was honorable mention all Pac-10 last year.
Robinson right here, number 44, as Dirk Cutter said, he just shows up where the football's at. Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, said we have to have a big game out of him.
They're getting it. And with the rest of the cast is going to have to pick it up a little bit defensively for the Sun Devils. 3rd down and 2. Vincent following the fullback Stelz. Looks like they're going to mark him down just short of that yellow line, which means he did not get the first down. And we'll give you one guess as to who made the tackle. Dale Robinson.
Robinson again on the play. I think Les Miles is going to go for this 4th down situation. You're on the road, get the touchdown.
From an LSU fan judging the new guy, I like what I've seen from my coach so far. Big punt almost from their own end zone. It worked. And a nice mix of offense. It looks like, to me, Mike, they're doing a little. We've seen that on the faces of the players and coaches, and we can see that in the crowd there, too. 4th and inches. And looks like the far official is going to spot it as a first down. The near official has his foot right on the yellow line, too. And it looks to be a first down by the nose of the football on the 19th play of the drive, which has consumed over 10.5 minutes now.
Jamarcus Russell on the quarterback sneak. He's 252 pounds, but he got help from Joseph Adai, number 10, the running back who hit him in the back and moved him forward.
You know the old adage, the yellow line does not lie. And it does not lie. It's a first down. And they love it in Baton Rouge.
Great fans, Sean. I mean, they're among the best in the country. You talked about this game scheduled there. It was a great advantage for LSU to play at home, but they've come out here with a lot of emotion. Like you talked about, many of the players said, hey, we want to bring some comfort back to the people.
You know, the players we spoke with said, we just want to play anywhere at this point. Timeout, Arizona State. No score.
They have, and yeah, you're right. He questioned the call. Here's Joseph Adai right here. He's very valuable down here as a blocker, a runner, and also a pass receiver.
1st and goal from the 6 for LSU. Drive started at their own 1. Russell had the ball slip out as Mike Talbot was pressuring him. And after all that, the Tigers turn it over. Jordan Hill recovered the fumble as the ball slipped out of the hands of Jamarcus Russell.
Unfortunately, weren't going to be made available for fans when they're here.
2nd and 10. Keller going for the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown by Jamal Lewis.
I thought they was going to go the other way.
25 yards on the completion to Lewis. And Jesse Ainsworth on for the extra point. He was 9 for 9 in PATs in their rout of Temple. Chad Christensen, the holder. And that one is right through the middle. So LSU had everything going its way. A very impressive drive of nearly 13 minutes. Ends in a fumble. Converted into 7 points by Arizona State.
Sean, a good throw right here by Sam Keller on the corner route to Jamal Lewis against Chevis Jackson. The corner got caught too far inside on the big tight end. Man coverage. Sam Keller lays it right out there. You talked about a great catch, concentration on that football.
2nd touchdown catch of the year for Lewis. a junior from Colorado Springs. He had a 24-yard touchdown reception against Temple. Sam Keller, one of the differences between he and Andrew Walter, the previous quarterback at ASU, evidenced there. Sam is, by his own admission, very fiery and emotional, very confident, while Andrew Walter was much more calm and stoic. But they talked about in the Sun Bowl last year, he was looking to the sidelines with Keller for the play on 3rd down and 1. They signaled a deep pass, and he was excited about it, and he pumped his fist toward the sideline. Coach Cutter called him over after that play and said, might think that gives that away to the defense, that the quarterback's pumping his fist after he's signaling the play. It might be a pass.
I think at that time he probably didn't care if he told him he was going to throw the ball.
Let's go back to Dave Ryan with Chancellor O'Keefe.
All right, with Chancellor O'Keefe again, Sean, thank you. What logistical challenge did your school face once it was determined the game would be played here in Tempe?
The Arizona State University had to come up with, I think, an awful lot of the effort to arrange transportation, the hotel rooms, all the efforts there. Plus, by the way, nearly sell out a 74,000-seat stadium. They've done an amazing job, and we're certainly grateful to Michael Crow for all that, president of Arizona State here.
How are things progressing on your campus, sir? Is it getting close to normal again?
Absolutely. We're just moving in the right direction here. Indeed, a lot of what President Crow and myself have organized here for this evening is a fundraising effort. We've got 3,000 new students on our campus that have come from a lot of the universities around the affected area, as well as a lot of our own students whose families were affected by it. So we've set up a fundraising activity through 1-877-LSU-GIVE to support students who are coming to our university and now continuing their lives and getting back to normal as they move along. So we're looking for support for them.
We've heard the October 29th game with North Texas is set, has been rescheduled. How about September 24th against Tennessee? Will Tiger Stadium be ready at that point to host a game?
That is going to be the home game, and it's going to be the season opener at home, and we intend to make sure that's going to be an outstanding event that we'll be preparing for the next couple of weeks. No doubt about it.
Chancellor, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Sean O'Keefe. Sean, let's go back to you.
LSU penalized.
We will not charge LSU with the timeout.
Therefore, no timeout. I think, Mike, we should commend Chancellor O'Keefe, President Crow here at Arizona State, and everybody involved. They made the right decision. I think most of us believe there were a lot of people in Baton Rouge who were disappointed. They want very much to have a home game, but when you weigh it against everything that said you should not play a football game there right now, they did the right thing. Joseph Adai turns the corner, and it looks like he has a first down out at the 31-yard line. This was to be the first game of a home-and-home series with LSU scheduled to come here in 2008.
September 24th, Tennessee. Tennessee's got to play Florida, and then LSU back-to-back on the road. And Florida at home, Auburn at home.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line. And Russell ran into trouble in the name of Mike Talbot. Not sure what that play was supposed to be, but it looked doomed from the start. Jordan Hill also in on the stop for Arizona State.
Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, said we have to handle the onslaught. Now they handled the long drive and then the fumble by Jamarcus Russell. Now their defense has a little more confidence.
Bill Miller coached with Nick Saban at Michigan State, so he's familiar with certainly what LSU has done in the past. Rick Cutter wanted Bill Miller on the sideline. Coach Miller, a 27-year coaching veteran, told us he'd never been on the sideline until last week's game against Temple. He kept bumping into the officials and then apologizing for being in the way. Not used to being on the sideline, but Coach Cutter said he wants his coordinators eyeball to eyeball with their players. Cutter himself is the offensive coordinator. And here is Skylar Green with a long run after the catch all the way to the 31-yard line of ASU. Josh Golden made the tackle. They're two of the fastest players in the game. 44 yards on the play for Les Miles and the offense of LSU, but there was an illegal block.
See if we can pick up the block. There it is right there. Number 9.
Early Doucette.
Early Doucette.
That's a huge penalty.
Well, Skylar Green is the kind of guy, Bill Miller.
After the catch and during the run, illegal block in the back. Number 9 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Which means second down.
Talked about Skylar Green being like Reggie Bush with USC. Same kind of dangerous player.
Green is the cousin of former LSU stars Jarvis Green, now with the Patriots, and Howard Green with the New Orleans Saints. With a high school quarterback, left-handed, great in the return game. Ball back at the 26-yard line. Second down and 14. All day to throw for Jamarcus Russell. Another receiver wide open. Xavier Carter tackled by Zach Cadenese, but it's a first down out of the 43-yard line on the catch by Carter, a track All-American. Last year as a freshman at LSU, he was the NCAA runner-up in the 200 meters.
That zone coverage, Sean, where you, as a receiver, you find the opening on the post route, the end route, and Jamarcus Russell with a lot of time. His offensive line gave him a lot of time to sit back there and find that throw.
A lot of time to throw again. He's digging deep again. He has a man again, and Carter dropped it. Xavier Carter was wide open, and with his speed, he was likely heading for the end zone, and he dropped the ball.
Sean, Xavier Carter has talked about it. I don't like to be referred to as a track athlete playing football. I'm a football player. He was wide open. You can't throw it any better than Jamarcus Russell threw it there. And no pressure again. Last week against Temple, Arizona State did not get a sack. No pressure on the quarterback of LSU so far.
Mention of playing without Kyle Caldwell. They're also playing without Dwayne Holyfield in that defensive line. He would have been a starter. He's out for academic reasons. A die, the ball carrier. It looked like a face mask on Dale Robinson. A die
straight here at home. They believe they can win here.
Eric Hagan has said he believes they can have an undefeated season. They have USC on their schedule as well. That game will be here at Sun Devil Stadium. Dumped off short for a die, and he's spun down immediately by Dale Robinson. He continues all over the field. Mike Davis Jr., the son of the former Oakland Raider, also in on the stop.
Now, Robinson's the kind of guy plays sideline to sideline, a playmaker, makes things happen.
Coach Cutter said yesterday, Robinson always shows up with the ball. Sometimes he does the wrong thing to get there, but he does have an uncanny knack of getting to the ball.
As long as he gets to the football, you'll let him get there the wrong way.
Midway through the second quarter, 7-0 Arizona State. LSU on the move again. A guy bouncing outside. First down to the 30-yard line. Another tackle for the safety, Zach Cadenese, who was a junior college All-American last year at Shasta College. Mike Davis also in on the stop. 12-yard gain. Les Miles and Dirk Cutter don't know each other, but they have an interesting shared history. Prior to Les Miles being named the head coach at Oklahoma State, they offered the job, did the Cowboys, to Dirk Cutter, and he accepted it for about 24 hours, but then when ASU came along, he backed out and came here to Tempe instead. Terry reversing his field, looking for a block from the quarterback, and he got it to get a 1-yard gain. Mike Davis chased him out. Let's get another Texas-Ohio State update from Reese.
Sean, this thing's been a slugfest. Momentum going back and forth, just as Lou Holtz predicted. 10-10 game in the second quarter. Here is Vince Young. Vince trying to make something out of nothing, and Vince just going to throw it up. An ill-advised throw that A.J. Hawk would pick off. And these two teams have gone back and forth. The defense is bowling up, forcing field goals. It's a 19-16 game about halfway through the third.
Game reminiscent of the Texas win over Michigan in the Rose Bowl. They've been back and forth all afternoon and evening. They decided on the last second field goal. Russell threw it away. He was under pressure with two defenders in his face, including Robert James, the outside linebacker.
Rick Cutter wants a call here. He wants the penalty. No receiver in the area. Happy with that call.
The 11th play of the drive for LSU. 3rd down and 9 at the 29-yard line of Arizona State. The Devils bring a blitz. Russell rolls away from it. Has a man, and it is caught at the 1-yard line. Caught by Benny Brazil. His knees were down at the 1. He bounced into the end zone, but they'll mark it at the 1. Josh Golden had the coverage. 28 on the play for LSU, set up by the elusiveness of Russell.
And if you're Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, you're in the right defense. You got to bring him down right there. Jamarcus Russell, you talked about it, athletic ability. That was strictly on his ability to get spin, get out, find Brazil.
And Mills, an outside rusher there. Lost contain, and Russell able to get outside. 1st and goal from inside the 1. Here's a guy. Touchdown, LSU. Back on the campus in Baton Rouge, they celebrate the first score of the season for the Tigers. Joseph Adai, the senior from Houston, Texas. The second leading rusher behind Ali Broussard last year, and their number 3 receiver. Colt David on to try the extra point. LSU missed 8 extra points last year. And that one didn't have much room inside the right upright.
Compared him to Sean Cody and Patterson last year for USC. It's pretty high cotton.
Jesse Ainsworth trying a 26-yard field goal from the right hash mark. His first field goal attempt of the year is right down the middle. And Arizona State has the lead with 3:58 to go in the first half. It's 10 seconds. Those students were lined up all week waiting for tickets, and just about every seat is filled. Nearly 71,000. Ainsworth knocked that through the uprights. What a leg he has. Here's Reese Davis in the studio for a Sports Center 30 at 30 update.
All right, Sean, Barry Bonds is on his way back. He's been cleared medically to play. He's had the knee problem. He will be activated by the Giants on Monday. They sit 7 games at the moment behind the Padres in the West, hoping to make a run. U.S. Open is done on the women's side. Kim Clijsters beats Mary Pierce in straight sets. The men's final will come on Sunday. It'll be Roger Federer, of course, against Andre Agassi. Sports Center comes up after College Game Day final tonight. And, of course, ESPN News is on all the time with the update, Sean.
All right, Reese, thank you. Fun to watch Andre Agassi, clearly he'll be the crowd favorite in New York. Joseph Adai on 1st and 10 from the 20. Out to the 24. Quincy Darley made the tackle.
When Les Miles came to LSU, he kept Jimbo Fisher as the offensive coordinator. Actually, really, he tried to learn. He has to learn the offense of Jimbo Fisher. Now, he's added some things from Oklahoma State but it's better for the players, terminology that they didn't have to learn a whole new set.
Russell swings one out for Skylar Green. First down up to the 34. Isn't it unusual, Mike, if you're Les Miles, you come into a job like this, one of the best in the country, a lot of players left behind, chance at a national championship, and you've never worked with and really don't even know either one of your coordinators?
It really is different. But when you have success like LSU has had, you try to keep the offensive guy. Nick Saban took Will Muschamp to Miami Dolphins, so he hired Bo Pelini, who was coaching at Nebraska. He had respect playing against him.
Three wide receivers on 1st and 10. Under 3 minutes to go in the half, and Russell is sacked for the second time tonight. Jamar Williams, the senior from Houston. Jordan Hill was also there.
Veteran offensive line. Bad fake right here by Jamarcus Russell. Pressure misblocked.
We got a couple of plays now that were broken. And here either the back ran to the wrong side of Jamarcus or he faked to the wrong side.
It just busted up from the get-go.
They actually looked sharper earlier on offense than they have lately. Clock running down near 2 minutes left. 2nd and 19. Flag thrown in the secondary. Leading you believe it was delay of game. And it is delay of game.
Talked about the offense not sharp.
Hard to the snap. Delayed game, number 4 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Not to make any excuses, but when you have 23 people sleeping in your apartment, you don't get much sleep. Emotionally, they came out here right off the bat. They landed a punch with that long drive, but then the momentum. So the advantage, Arizona State has played a game. That's an advantage.
Marcus Russell had 23 friends and relatives at one point staying in his apartment. 2 o'clock in the morning, he was running to get medicine for Fats Domino, who we mentioned earlier, was staying with him. Dale Robinson tackles Joseph Adai at the 29-yard line. The question I would ask you right here, Mike, is should Arizona State think about a timeout?
Yes, because their offense, passing game,
you want to get the ball back here. It's 3rd down and very long for LSU. And they've let a lot of time go off the clock. It would make me think that Dirk Cutter doesn't have a lot of faith in his defense to stop a 3rd and 19. Jamarcus Russell with all day to throw. And maybe that's why, although the ball came out at the very end, Kato Walter White upended Benny Brazil on the near sideline. He would have had the first down had he held on, but he couldn't grasp it.
A lot of drop passes here in the first half by LSU. Benny Brazil open, got the first down, but it's a high throw. Would have been a tough catch.
Chris Jackson will punt. That's a lot of time now that Coach Cutter might wish he had back, but they didn't call a timeout with 3rd and 19 upcoming. Very high kick. And
Big mistake.
yeah, that's a big mistake indeed. They let the ball bounce, and it was a 60-yard punt. Here's Reese Davis.
All right, Sean, coming up on the Pontiac Performance Halftime Report, Lou Holtz and Mark May are here as well. We've had some dogfights all day. We get you up to date on Texas and Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan. Head ball coach goes between the hedges and puts up a fight, Mark.
And that dogfight at Ohio State, one of those teams has committed 3 turnovers. The other one has 0. I'll let you know which one's at halftime.
LSU, very emotional, but obviously Arizona State is also.
I'm guessing that you're trying to say, Mark, that the team with the turnovers, they'd be winning if not for the situation?
Absolutely.
We always have to try to back up the predictions, guys.
Burgess' inability to field the punt cost him some yardage. Now he carries out to the 23. About 3 yards short of a first down. It looks like both sides be content to go to the locker room with the game 10-7 in favor of Arizona State.
I think if the punt would have been fun, they would have opened it up. But head 10-7, they have the momentum. They left some clock go, not using the timeout.
Very interesting first half for Les Miles as head coach at LSU. And his team trots off down their own 3 and their own 1. Only 1 turnover in the half, but it was a costly fumble at the end of a long drive by Jamarcus Russell. Ainsworth just continues to kick off right through the back of the end zone. So LSU will begin at the 20. There weren't a lot of mistakes in the half, but the mistakes made by LSU were key.
A block in the back when Skylar Green picked up big yardage. Then the big play where Jamarcus Russell, the ball slipped out of his hand. A lot of drop passes in the first half.
Those are some of the reasons why, despite the statistical edge, the Tigers trail 10-7. Russell under center, 10 for 16 in the first half for 125 yards. Joseph Adai ahead to the 23. Here's Dave Ryan.
Thanks so much. Just spoke with Les Miles, head coach of LSU, after his first half of coaching with the Tigers. Now, he said he was basically pleased with his first 30 minutes of play. On offense, he thought, of course, that bad mistake, the turnover by Jamarcus Russell, really hurt his team. Clear up the errors and try to avoid turnovers in the second half certainly will be a huge key. On defense, a lot more pressure on Sam Keller, the quarterback of Arizona State. They need to make a big play, cause a turnover. As for the emotion, such a big story coming off the hurricane recovery. Felt his team is just right, Sean.
All right, Dave, thank you. Here's a guy, first down and much more, running through tackles all the way out to the 42-yard line. Finally, Maurice London, the senior safety from Atlanta, got him down. But that's a 19-yard gain.
You take the first half now. You take the time of possession LSU had. Now they're going back to running the football. Try to open up with the run. Then roll out Jamarcus Russell. But the run has to win this game for him.
After the 19-yard pickup, 1st and 10. A guy in trouble got away from Jordan Hill in the backfield, Mike Talbot. And Dale Robinson finally did get him on the ground. Robinson credited with 10 tackles in the first half. And picking up right where he left off.
Jordan Hill, a very fine defensive lineman, moved from linebacker, got a tape of different NFL players, Dwight Freeney, to learn how to play the defensive line position, but they say he just plays every play like it's a Super Bowl.
He added about 40 pounds when he made the move from linebacker to down lineman. He's 24 years old, went on a 2-year Mormon mission to Sydney, Australia out of high school. Married. The wife, Megan, they're expecting a daughter born on Thanksgiving Day. That's the due date. There's another drop pass. Early Doucette's had a couple. Perhaps he's looking up the field a bit too early.
A lot of drops, lack of concentration. First game again. These things happen. Now, not drop balls, but where you can't simulate the crowd and the opponent. Scout teams are good, but the speed of the game changes, the adrenaline, everything's different.
Third and 12. They show blitz. They bring a blitz. And they get him. Back at the 29-yard line. Robert James credited with the sack. The third of the night for Arizona State.
Sean, I talked about earlier, I thought Jamarcus Russell was really in a comfort zone. Now I think he's starting to question a little bit. He just gets a rush. The fumble, I think, really unnerved him. Not
Patrick
playing
Fisher
with the
to
same
punt.
confidence.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that he is. Terry Richardson back for the punt. He brought one back 45 yards last week against Temple. Booming kick by Fisher. Richardson had to go all the way back to his 11-yard line. And he returned it to the 25 with stars like Hagan and Keller. First thing he said was offensive line.
They protected quarterback well. Starts with Grayling Love, the center.
Fifth penalty against the Sun Devils. 1st and 15. Burgess. Outside. Lunging for the pylon. Touchdown!
Pass. All of a sudden, you roll up the field as a defensive lineman. They hit you with a draw, and Rudy Burgess makes them pay.
19-yard run and a great effort at the end to get that football into the end zone. We're going to review it to see if, in fact, he did get it in the end zone before.
It's not going to happen, right?
No, I don't think so. 1st and goal at the 1. They give it to Burgess, trying to bounce outside, and he can't get out there. LaRon Landry, their outstanding safety, with a big play. First team All-SEC last year as he led the Tigers in tackles for the 2nd straight year.
When you're not a running football team, you're not an overpowering running football team, you may have to throw the ball in.
It's interesting that Burgess down on the goal line. Coach Cutter said he's really not an inside power back, more of a scat back, but doesn't have a lot of options there. Lauren Wade would have been their starting tailback, but he is in jail right now facing first-degree murder charges. Here's Burgess again, stopped for a loss, back to the 3. Claude Roten, part of that defense that got plenty of surge.
The last thing you want to do against LSU is bring everybody in tight. Here's a two defensive linemen that gets a lot of pressure. Claude Roten gets right upfield, makes that tackle, but you need to spread them out down here because they have too much bulk inside.
3rd and goal now. They've gone from the 1 back to the 4, and there's movement again on the right side of the line. On 3rd and goal from the 9, a very deep drop. They're setting up a screen. Burgess, touchdown! Great call by Cutter, beautifully executed, and they do get the touchdown after all.
A great call. But Sam Keller sold the pass. Derek Hagan was on a crossing route, really caught him in man coverage, hit the screen.
Jesse Ainsworth for the extra point. Make it a 10-point game. Up and good. Kyle Williams almost blocked that. He had football primetime presented by Polaroid. Arizona State with the largest lead of the night. 17-7 as Jesse Ainsworth gets ready to kick off. That's one way to neutralize a great return man like Skylar Green. Kick it 10 yards out of the back of the end zone. Let's join Dave Ryan with his special guest, Senator John McCain of Arizona.
And Sean, thank you. This senator very pleased. Rudy Burgess scored for Arizona State a couple of moments ago. Big cheer came out from the press box here. Your state senator really stepped up in support of this game. What are your impressions on how this ball game came together?
You got to give credit to President of ASU, Michael Crow, and the Chancellor, Sean O'Keefe at LSU. They talked, they're friends. They did a marvelous job all in 1 week. and we're so grateful to have these LSU fans and students here. We appreciate it.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Marcus Russell, 10 out of 17 passing for 125 yards. Gives it to Joseph Adai with lots of running room. Across the 40, and a late flag thrown as Adai went out of bounds. Chased out by Zach Catanese. 22-yard run. And the flag to sort out. Well, that came right at the end of the run. An illegal block against the Tigers. Once again, Dave and Senator McCain.
Senator, Americans often feel uncomfortable celebrating a sporting event so passionately as fans when the nation is in crisis. How do you personally deal with that awkward dilemma?
I know that the residents of Louisiana love their football. They love their team. They're happy to be here. Maybe this is a welcome respite from the terrible sorrow and tragedy they've experienced. At least that's what they're telling me. And we love to have so many of them come to town. And we have a shelter here, as you know, our Coliseum, and I was down seeing the folks there, the evacuees, and we're very grateful to have the opportunity to help.
You were quite outspoken about the initial response from local, state, and federal officials down in New Orleans. How do you feel the progress is coming now?
Better now. It's better now. We'll have an investigation. Right now, that we are doing what we can to help them.
After the penalty, the ball back at the 32. It is a first down, and there's an incomplete pass over the head of Adai. Dave?
Senator, thanks so much for your time. What are the next steps for the state of Arizona to help out this whole effort?
Well, we want to take as many of the evacuees, and we love to have them come and stay permanently or go home, whichever they want. But this is an opportunity for us to say thanks for your sacrifice, and we're all behind you as a nation.
Thanks again for everything.
Thank you.
John?
Well, Senator McCain should be very proud of the people here in his state. So many of the folks doing their part to help the evacuees, particularly as it pertains to this game, and we'll tell you about some of the local efforts after this play. 2nd and 10. Adai again chased out of bounds. Senator McCain mentioned the evacuees of the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in downtown Phoenix. About 500 from the Gulf region being housed there, and they've worked very closely with the officials at the Coliseum to invite those folks to the game here tonight as the guests of ASU. They even arranged transportation back and forth. I mentioned all the proceeds being donated after the cost of staging the game to the relief fund. At halftime was a check presentation for $1 million. More than 75 corporations made contributions toward this effort. The Fiesta Bowl stepped in and paid for all of LSU's travel expenses, so there wouldn't be any cost associated with that. That money instead could go right to the relief funds. And so many others in this Valley of the Sun will cover themselves in glory. Adai fumbles, and Josh Golden has it back for Arizona State.
Dale Robinson, Sean, made the hit.
Keller, 15 out of 22 passing tonight, hands it off to the freshman Keegan Herring. Reverses his field, and now has blockers. Keegan Herring all the way inside the 30-yard line to the 28. He had the amazing debut last week against Temple, and that was an electrifying 17-yard run. He was tackled by Craig Stelz.
It's good coaching by Dirk Cutter, because all of a sudden you keep him fresh in the first half. Everybody wears down. He's a 4.340 guy, and all of a sudden the 4.4s turned to be 4.6s and 4.7s late in the third quarter. This guy's got quick feet. Fresh.
Champion in high school here in Arizona in 100 meters. Here's Hagan avoiding tacklers. He goes down with his 4th catch of the night at the 9-yard line. That ties him now with John Jefferson for the all-time Arizona State receptions record.
Sean, they didn't cover Derek Hagan. You know, he's right here. All of a sudden, watch him right here. All of a sudden, they're going to bring the corner. Nobody gets over on time to cover him.
LSU, Mike, it seemed played its best football night at the very beginning of the game when they came out with that great emotion, so eager to play, so eager to do well for the people of Louisiana. But it seems that some of that has faded. The performance has gone downhill, too. Keegan Herring, he was stripped of the football. And LSU has it back. So the true freshman, after the brilliant run a moment ago, turns it back over to Bo Pelini's defense at the 6-yard line. Craig Stelz came up with the football. Stelz recovered. Under 5 minutes to go, third quarter. LSU with the ball down by 10 and at their own 6-yard line. Third time tonight they've started inside their own 10. Tyrone Carey chopped down at the 13-yard line. Time for a Sports Center 30 at 30 update. Here's Reese.
All right, Sean, Barry Bonds cleared medically. He will be activated by the Giants on Monday. San Francisco trying to make a run at San Diego, and that is who Bonds will be eligible to play against first. Red Sox and Yankees this afternoon. Manning went yard, 34th time, 9-2 the final. Boston's lead in the East is 4 games. Yankees a game and a half out in the wild card. Cleveland leading the way there. Sports Center on much later tonight. ESPN News all the time. College Game Day final in a while, guys.
Thank you. The Cleveland Indians making my partner Mark Godfrey smile. Here's Tyrone Carey weaving his way out to the 27-yard line. Tino Walter White, junior college transfer, his first year playing for the Sun Devils, made the tackle, but it's a pickup of 14 and a first down.
This is a game where you have a football team that moves all down the field and all over the field, but they can't make the big play. Getting in the end zone. They got good blocking downfield. And the running game is there.
And the ball for more than 20 minutes in the first half at just the 7 points. Carey melted down at the 30-yard line by Dale Robinson. Well, not many folks around the rest of the country might have heard of Robinson, but they will know him after tonight. In his second year here at Arizona State, he actually started in college at C.W. Post, a Division II school on Long Island in New York, then a year at community college, and now 2 hard-hitting years here at Arizona State.
Some player, sideline to sideline, makes all kind of plays.
Second and 7. Robinson blitzed on that play, and early Doucette could not hang on. Zach Catanese, Tino Walter White broke it up. Boy, early Doucette's had a number of chances tonight and just cannot hang on to the football.
He really has. And you think about the difference, you know, Nick Saban left for Miami, and you have a new coaching staff in here under fire for the first time. Communication with the players, that's different. As Bill Miller on the other side, first year as a defensive coordinator coming from Florida.
Blitz dialed up by Bill Miller, and the pass lofted incomplete. Over the head of Skylar Green. I think you have to give Bill Miller a lot of credit. He's had a nice mix of defenses in this game to keep Jamarcus Russell and the offense off balance.
Yeah, he's pressured Jamarcus Russell, and he's got people in his face and getting him to move and get happy feet and move outside a little bit. We talked about he didn't put pressure on him early, but they have put pressure on him ever since the first drive.
And the defense has been the question mark here for a while at Arizona State. Bill said, I like my defense, but we'll see what happens when they play this LSU bunch tomorrow and they get hit in the snot box a couple times. I actually cleared that with our ESPN producers. I apologize for the graphic nature of that comment, but we like to quote people as accurately as we can to be journalistically sound. 50-yard punt. Tempe, Arizona. 2:40 to go, third quarter. Arizona State with the ball and a 10-point lead. Sun Devils from their own 20. And Rudy Burgess stopped for a loss. Slaughter wrote in the tackle. Here's Reese.
All right, Sean, Texas and Ohio State, and what a finish it was. 22-16, Buckeyes on top. Late in the fourth, Vince Young up top. Who says he can't throw down the field? Lima Swede pulling it in for the touchdown. Texas made the extra point. They ended up getting a safety at the end. 25-22, Mac Brown has beaten a top 10 team, and he did it in the shoot.
Great win for the Longhorns. Team has had a lot of advanced billing and hype and lived up to it. Terry Richardson, the receiver, he's out of bounds at the 26. We're at Sun Devil Stadium in Tempe, Arizona. LSU, the home team, as this game was moved from Tiger Stadium here to Tempe, Arizona. Sean McDonough with Mike Gottfried and Dave Ryan. Sam Keller has been excellent, leading this Arizona State attack. LSU's moved the ball up and down the field in spurts. They've had some key mistakes. It's proven to be most costly. 5 catches tonight for Richardson. There's his 6th. He gets swung down at the 29-yard line by Cameron Vaughn. Crowd wanted a face mask penalty as Richardson got swung around. There is a flag on the field. Richardson was actually a more highly touted recruit than Derek Hagan. It's been Hagan who has somewhat overshadowed Richardson.
Personal foul. Face mask, number 46. Defense, 15-yard penalty. Other than the first out.
Well, that on Cameron Vaughn. Didn't pick up the first down. It was a good stop.
Yeah, he just grabbed the face mask and threw him all the way down to the ground. 9 penalties for LSU. We talk about key mistakes. The penalties have been a big part of it as well. They've been penalized for 80 yards now. Keller with a lot of time. Running out of time. And got hit as he threw it away. Chase Pittman. Speaking of Texas, he's a transfer from the University of Texas. Committed to go there. The idea was he would play with his brother Cole. Unfortunately, Cole was killed in a car accident driving back to Austin from the family home in Shreveport. Chase said he wanted to go to Texas anyway, but once he got there, it was just too hard for him to be around all the memories of his brother. Mac Brown understood, and Pittman transferred to LSU.
Mac helped him in the last game he played in was a Holiday Bowl, Washington State and Texas.
Keegan Herring, the true freshman, out to the 49. Tackled by Ali Highsmith. He is the cousin of Alonzo Highsmith, the former University of Miami standout. He had a nice NFL career as well.
Look at the stance by the quarterback, Sam Keller. Most quarterbacks have toe in the instep, the middle of the foot on the other side. But he has a drop step, and a lot of California coaches and West Coast offense guys use that because they get an extra step and they get out of there quicker.
Keller dumps it off. Another screen for Rudy Burgess. He has the first down. And he's out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Chased out by Mario Stevenson and Chevis Jackson.
What's happening to LSU because no run? The linebackers are getting too deep on their drops. You see nobody out there as Burgess gets the football. Brent Myers, the offensive line coach of Arizona State, has really done a great job coaching this offensive line. They protect Sam Keller.
A close-knit offensive line. Many of them live together. They all let their hair grow. They said except Brandon Rod. He doesn't want to let his hair grow long and look straggly because he's the only one who doesn't have a girlfriend.
Look like the Apostles. Brent Myers. This offensive line. Again, LSU a lot of time because Arizona State really, they're going to throw the football.
They set up another reverse. Second time they've run this play. And it's Richardson who takes the handoff from Burgess. And he got 8 to the 30-yard line, tackled by Kenneth Hollis.
You know, when you don't have a running game where you're running right at somebody all the time, you use reverses, you use screen passes, you use...
That appears to be. This will likely be the last play of the quarter. Burgess dropped for a loss by Highsmith. Burgess scored the only points, the only touchdown of that third quarter. LSU struck by Polaroid. We go to the fourth quarter. Arizona State with a 10-point lead and a big 3rd down and 2 at the LSU 30. And the pass incomplete. Looking for Rudy Burgess again. Craig Stelz had the coverage, and the field goal unit comes in.
That was a run for Arizona State. Just a quick pass to try to get the tailback in the flat. They're not a really good running football team. They have to do it with the pass.
Look at the All-State kick chart, the career numbers for Ainsworth. Good from in close, not very good from beyond 40, although we've seen tonight he certainly has a strong enough leg. This is a 47-yard try. And it is deflected at the line of scrimmage. This is going to be a touchdown for Mario Stevenson. What a turn of events. They block the field goal, and Stevenson is off to the races. The senior from Memphis, Tennessee, has LSU right back in the ball game.
Sean, I believe Claude Roten got through to block this punt field goal.
Those are LSU fans here at Sun Devil Stadium, and they're going crazy back in Baton Rouge as well.
Roten with a big play, and LSU needed something to spark their offense.
Colt David to get them within 3 points. It is good. Roten with the blocked field goal, and then Stevenson plucked it out of midair, and there was no chance to catch him. Mario missed most of last year with a foot injury.
Claude Roten getting pressure. And Sean, I've seen on the extra points that they've kicked earlier that they had pressure up inside. So LSU was always getting pressure on the kicks before.
Kyle Williams very nearly blocked an extra point earlier.
Inside.
Ian Roten, considered by Bo Pelini, their coordinator, to be the best pair of defensive tackles in the country, and based on what you've seen tonight, you can certainly make a case for them.
Yes, when you look at these defensive tackles and you talk about defense, their defense, when you have defensive linemen, you can control the run and can rush the passer. Now, where they have problems right now is in the secondary, because Arizona State has picked on the corners in this football game. They've been open.
55-yard return by Stevenson. And Chris Jackson will kick off. He gets plenty of that one as well. No chance for Burgess to return it. Well, certainly the mood has improved considerably in Baton Rouge at Tiger Stadium, where Aaron Andrews is gathered with the Tiger fans.
It certainly has, Sean. This crowd going nuts behind me. They estimated about 5,500 showed up tonight at Tiger Stadium. Of course, they raise money here. They're doing it back at the phone lines. We can't stress that phone number enough. 1-877-LSU-GIVE. Of course, the website, too. These fans, they're so excited. Normalcy is back here at LSU, and they can't wait for these Tigers to come home.
And Thank you, Aaron. On first down, the pass incomplete. Looking for the H-back lead, Burgraff, one of the team co-captains. And he couldn't haul it in. Of 5,500 there. 63,210 the attendance here tonight, so they didn't quite get to the sellout they were looking for, but considering they had 5 days to sell tickets, that's a lot of tickets sold.
They did a great job getting this event on. See if they go back to the corner routes here.
Pass caught by Richardson, first down. Good throw by Keller. Out to the 35-yard line. Here's Dave Ryan.
John, a few moments ago, I just walked by Derek Hagan, who was talking with his teammates, and he said, I will be back in this game without question. Now, he has returned to the field. He said he's 100%, despite the fact he had some very serious cramps in his calves. Trainers were stretching those out, applying a lot of ice. He was drinking Gatorade. He's one of 3 starters for Arizona State that's bothered by cramps tonight, Sean.
Thank you, Dave. Keller steps up into the pocket, and it is incomplete. Jamal Lewis was open and got his hands on the pass, but couldn't haul it in. LaRon Landry had the coverage.
Tried to hit Jamal Lewis again on a corner route. LaRon Landry in pretty good shape.
Second and 10. First minute of the fourth quarter. First blocked field goal since the 2003 season for LSU.
Got a pretty good cushion on Hagan over here.
And it's an inside handoff to Burgess. Across the 40 to the 41. They'll need a short 4, a long 3 on third down. I think Highsmith made another tackle. He's been a prominent factor here in the second half. He originally signed with the University of Miami in 03, where his cousin Alonzo Highsmith started, but he did not enroll with the University of Miami. On third down, Keller's pass incomplete. Looking for Derek Hagan. Ronnie Prude had the coverage. They've had a one-on-one battle much of the night. That one won by Prude.
Now, Ronnie Prude did a good job here. We talked about him earlier, that spun around on some corner routes, but Derek Hagan, he was right on top of Derek Hagan and made a good play to turn this ball back over to his offense. Dangerous right here, Sean.
Yep.
Skyler Green.
One of the best in the country 2 years ago when he was healthy, the best. You mentioned Arizona State, one of the worst punt teams. They're going to block the punt. McDonald didn't get it off, and Stelz runs it back for a touchdown. They block a field goal for a touchdown, now a punt for a touchdown, and LSU has the lead.
When you
Stelz, a safety sophomore from New Orleans, picked up the punt. Looked like Jacob Hester blocked the punt from our vantage point. Now Colt David to give them a 4-point advantage. The first lead of the night for LSU. And you can see after the blocked field goal for the touchdown, Mike, the demeanor change on both sidelines. Renewed enthusiasm on the LSU side. It was Hester who got to McDonald, the punter, and Stelz running it in, and they were in their shield punt, that new wrinkle that we've seen teams go to in the last year or two with the 3 protectors in front of McDonald. They still couldn't block. LSU, and they lead for the first time tonight by 4 with 13.5 to go. Arizona State had all kinds of problem with its punt team last year. They were 114th in punt coverage. At that time they couldn't block for the punter. despite using that shield protection that's come in vogue.
Sean, the whole idea of this punt formation, these are all defensive backs and wide receivers here. These are defensive linemen, offensive linemen. That's the respect they have for Skylar Green. But all of a sudden, he waits too long. Chris McDonald, he started to roll, but he has to kick right away. There's going to be pressure because they have such big splits in the front line.
Well, my question would be, the point of that is...
On the kicking team, the receiving team chooses to put the 5-yard penalty after the touchback and put the ball at the 25-yard line, first down.
The point of it is to get faster guys on the line to run down and cover, with the thought that even if they run by, the punt block team runs by, you have those 3 big guys as the shield. Why do you have the punter roll out to kick it? He's got 3 big guys standing right in front of him. Why do you make all of them move and risk opening up gaps in the protection?
Respect, again, for Skylar Green. Roll him, take a little bit more time, but he did not get the football kicked enough.
That was by design. They did that in practice this week. They had the punters rolling and then punting. Keegan Herring, the ball carrier. And they're working to solve their problems for a year ago, but you wonder if by trying to solve the problem, they create other problems.
Well, rolling the kicker, the punter, like they did, just gave time for the penetration from LSU. Hester got in there. He waited too long to punt the football.
Hester didn't as much block it, really, as he did just tackle the punter. He was there when McDonald still had the ball in his hands. Keller on second down. Has his man, Burgraff, the H-back.
Keller's pass complete to number 8.
And a gain out to the 47-yard line. Jesse Daniels made the tackle, but it's a 19-yard gain for Burgraff.
When you look at this game, Sean, they have Arizona State really had control of this football game because their offense moves, their defense is frustrating Jamarcus Russell, and the kicking game has just let LSU back in this game. But their offense, Sam Keller, still has open wide receivers against this defense.
First and 10 has another man open and another first down to the 42-yard line. Matt Miller with an 11-yard gain. Time for our Aflac trivia question. We'd like to know how many coaches since 1980 have won a game in both the Pac-10 and the SEC.
Good question.
You know the answer. We don't know the answer. You know, like a lot of our other broadcast teams on ESPN, they cheat and tell the announcers.
I don't know.
Our group doesn't tell us, even though we're trying to cheat. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Matt Miller, the catch. To the 36-yard line he goes, a gain of 5 more. You know, I have that presentable ESPN College Football Encyclopedia here. If I could lift it.
Got all the information you need. You just need to find it.
It has so many pages,
like the rule book.
I just wouldn't even, I don't know if there's anywhere near enough time to try to find it. On second down, that was almost intercepted. This is the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It is, I don't know how many pages. Well, I suppose it could look. But it's heavy. And I think if we had enough time, we would find the answer there. Because I think everything you want to know about college football is in this book.
Thanks, Johnny.
I don't have enough time. And it's too heavy. Get a workout in while you're gaining some knowledge. On third down, a lot of time for Keller. That's batted down by Kyle Williams. Played his usual outstanding game at defensive tackle. You know what you might not learn about him in the book? Single-digit handicap golfer as a defensive tackler. He shot a 70 this summer, so he's about a 3 or 4 handicap most of the time.
Also a youth minister intern on Sunday mornings. He always makes it to church, and he works with the youth there in Baton Rouge.
Arizona State lining up to go for it, so LSU calls a timeout. been a game of big plays and costly mistakes. And LSU has a 4-point lead. Arizona State with just under 12 minutes to go, going for it at the LSU 37-yard line. 4th and 6. Sam Keller throws into traffic. Caught for a first down. Brent Miller, the backup tight end, the brother of their star tight end, Zach Miller, for a 12-yard gain.
Tight end option route where he hooks up on the linebacker, number 87 right here. Hooks up, wide open in the middle. Keep those chains moving for Arizona State.
They're at the 26-yard line. Keller 24 out of 38, 307 yards passing now. Throwing toward the end zone, caught, touchdown! Second of the night for Jamal Lewis. And a personal foul after the touchdown against LSU. So Lewis with a 26-yard touchdown reception. His second TD catch of the night and third of the season. And third touchdown pass of the night for Sam Keller.
Well called game by Dirk Cutter. Got Jamal Lewis on Ali Highsmith, a linebacker, and made him pay.
After the score, we have a dead ball. Personal foul, number 7 on the defense. ASU was elected to put that penalty on the kickoff.
Smart move. Highsmith, who was beaten by Lewis on the route for the touchdown, frustrated, commits the personal foul. That'll cost his team on the kickoff. Although the way Ainsworth kicks off, doesn't really matter. He's been booming it out of the end zone. Irregularity. His extra point is good. And give Arizona State credit with the momentum seriously against them. They rally back. An impressive drive engineered by Keller. Finished by Lewis. Sun Devils by Ainsworth will kick off from the 50. After the penalty assessed against LSU. Just completely out of the stadium.
When you have a great receiver, number 80 up here, Derek Higgins, they're going to play him outside, and safety's going to play him inside. That means a linebacker's got to be on Lewis, a tight end. So Jamal Lewis turns upfield, and Highsmith bites on the route. You put 2 on Derek Higgins, you put a linebacker on Lewis, and Dirk Cutter found the match he liked.
And the 21st and 10. Justin Vincent with all kinds of running room around the left side. Finally banged out of bounds at the 39, a 19-yard gain for Vincent. Mike Davis made the tackle.
Sean, you remember what Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, said he told his ASU defense? He said, last year at Florida, he said LSU out-toughed us in the fourth quarter. So he's warned this defense that LSU will run the football and they'll try to take it to them in the fourth quarter. How tough this game now.
The offense hasn't done much. They've had 2 special team scores. Russell sacked back at the 32. Down for the 4th time tonight. Mike Davis, the defensive back, in there for the sack.
Running the ball successfully, and then you try to throw the play-action pass, and they bring Mike Davis Jr. Bill Miller making the right call at the right time.
His dad made some big plays for the Raiders, part of 2 Super Bowl championship teams. Second and 16. Inside handoff to Justin Vincent. Dale Robinson made the tackle. Hadney's also in there for ASU. A gain to the 40-yard line. They'll need 9 on third down to move the chains.
As Arizona State is doing it with the pass, LSU's doing it with the run. But Jamarcus Russell's going to have to come up with big plays here against Bill Miller's defense.
Blitz again. Russell rolled away from the blitz and found Skylar Green for a first down into Arizona State territory at the 47-yard line, where he's tackled by Keno Walter White.
Good play call by Jimbo Fisher, because you have Jamarcus Russell. He's had people in his face in the drop back game. Roll him out, get the ball to Skylar Green. I think he's better rolling out, Jamarcus Russell.
After a 13-yard gain, they hand it off to Skylar Green. One man to beat. And man slowed him down just long enough for Robert James to run him down from behind at the 5-yard line. 41 yards.
I saw Skylar Green last year at the Oregon State game, the first game of the year. He was on an injured ankle. He was better than most players on one leg. But he is healthy now, and he has speed. He can break open the game.
Talk about the adversity faced. Skylar Green has had 18 people staying in his apartment in Baton Rouge. Vincent tackled. Among those staying with Skylar Green, his mother. So when my mom shows up, I don't care if I have a game, practice, whatever. My mom gets the bed.
And Skylar Green also said, you know, the best thing we can do as a football team is pray and hope everything gets better. And that's what this team has on their mind when they came into this football game.
Focus now on trying to get a go-ahead score. Second and goal from the 5. 8.5 to go. Arizona State leads by 3. The toss out to a dive. Touchdown! Les Miles wondering what the score is. Trying to make the decision whether to go for 1 or 2. You just need the 1 here to put you ahead by 4.
Going to be a shootout here because both offenses have not, been stopped. Now LSU came right down the field in this drive after the 2 special team errors. Now their offense is back looking like they did in the first half.
Only just 3:01 to go 80 yards in 7 plays. Colt David the extra point. 5-yard touchdown run by Joseph Adai.
Little misdirection play, kick the ball out to Joseph Adai, and they get in a foot race.
Coach Miles excited. Understandably so. Back and forth we go with Tempe.
I hadn't looked in the bag in a long time.
Decades.
I'm stating action now here at Sun Devil Stadium. LSU answered the Arizona State 80-yard touchdown drive with one of its own, capped by Adai, and with 8:26 to go, the Tigers have the lead by 4. They're not really leaning on Jamarcus Russell right now. They're relying on the run game. Chris Jackson kicks off. And Rudy Burgess elects to take a knee. It's been an up-and-down ride throughout the night for LSU. Nearly a 13-minute drive ended with a fumble. There have been a number of drop passes. Mistakes all the way, but all of a sudden special teams turn the game around. A blocked field goal, returned 55 yards for a touchdown. A blocked punt, returned for a touchdown. And a long run by Skylar Green on the handoff. Got them down in the scoring position for the go-ahead touchdown. Keller under duress. Caught for a short gain by Brent Miller. He got 2 to the 22.
LSU has to get more pressure on Sam Keller. Can't let him sit back here, Sean, because he'll eat this secondary up.
Keller now 26 for 40 for 335 yards and 3 touchdowns. Under 8 minutes to go. Keller has a man wide open. It's Richardson for a first down, knocked out by Mario Stevenson. Here's Dave Ryan.
Well, if LSU, Sean, is going to continue to rally here and try to win this game in the fourth quarter, they'll have to do so without star wide receiver Craig Davis. He suffered a concussion in the first half, and trainers tell me definitely out for the night. Was having to take a couple of aspirin to keep the headaches in check. He's got the helmet gone and definitely will not be back in the lineup, but is providing quite a bit of leadership. He's been very vocal with teammates in his tremendous fourth quarter, Sean.
In the exciting quarter, Davis was a big factor early before he got his bell run. Davis, or rather Keller, throws through the hands of Hagan. Maybe a loss on the play had he caught it anyway. LaRon Landry was closing quickly from the safety spot.
They tried to run a takeoff on Ronnie Prude, number 8, with Terry Richardson. He was covered. Ronnie Prude did a good job. That took Sam Keller's first read, so he tried to go backside.
Keller, of course, led them to the dramatic victory in the Sun Bowl last year against Purdue. He finds Derek Hagan there for another first down. In his first career start in that Sun Bowl, they were down by a field goal with just over a minute to go. He took him 80 yards and 4 plays to win the game and earn MVP honors. And that catch by Hagan makes him the all-time leading receiver now at Arizona State, all by himself, passing the great John Jefferson. 189 career catches for Hagan, who was not highly recruited out of Palmdale, California. He was looking at going to UNLV before the LSU staff recruited him late. There's a nice catch by Matt Miller to the 49-yard line of LSU. And a 4-yard pickup. Ronnie Prude had the coverage.
Have to get pressure on Sam Keller because this is pitch and catch. These wide receivers are open,
though, Mike, because it's quick drops.
The offensive line, but they're not covering. The zone coverage, and he's finding the holes. You got to get some hands in his face.
Hagan's had some cramping problems tonight. It's a tough time for their best receiver in school history to go out of the ball game. 6.5 to go. ASU is down by 4. Burgess tried valiantly to turn that into a game, but it's a loss of a yard back to the 50-yard line. Ali Highsmith again with the tackle.
That's a play, a run play where you're trying to hold that rush down of LSU.
Well, time to answer the athletic trivia question. We've had plenty of time to go through the encyclopedia. We could only come up with one, and you got it. It is only one. Rich Brooks.
Did a great job at Oregon. Some fine quarterbacks out of Kentucky.
It looked like his Kentucky team was better watching that game against Louisville on the ESPN family. Hagan right back in there after it looked like he might be cramping up again. He has the catch at the 41-yard line. Mario Stevenson in coverage, and Keller marching them methodically up the field again.
LSU did bring a zone blitz, but the offensive line protected Sam Keller, gave him time. He's picking this secondary apart like a turkey on Thanksgiving Day.
372 yards passing for Keller. The defender slipped. There is a flag down. Hagan the catch. You wonder if Hagan helped the defender go down with a shove, because right after the defender hit the deck, the flag came out. There was contact. It could be against the defense as well. How's that for covering all your possibilities? Don't want to walk too far out on that limb. 24-yard gain, and it looks like it's going to stand.
Holding on the defense, number 30. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
At the 17-yard line.
When you're having trouble defensively, you can't get to the quarterback with a pass rush, and you can't cover.
They identified the wrong man. It was Stevenson, number 6, who was clearly guilty of holding. Hagan did give him a little swat away to the end zone in traffic and incomplete. Looking for Jamal Lewis. He wanted a penalty against Cameron Vaughn, but Keller was lucky to get away with that throw. There was nothing there.
No, should have been interference. So I think this is definitely interference. That's definitely should have been called on Cameron Vaughn.
Yep. Had his hands on him well before the ball was there.
Interference all the way.
You wonder how they could miss that.
I don't know how.
10th play of the drive. 2nd and 10. From the 17-yard line. Keller sets up a screen to Burgess. They missed him behind the line, and he's close to a first down. When Dorsey made the tackle, they had a great shot to get him right as he caught the ball, and they whiffed.
Yeah, Ronnie Crude has a chance here, number 8. But he's blocked and doesn't wrap up on Rudy Burgess. The screen has really hurt LSU. That's slowing down the rush. That is a running play for Arizona State. That controls the defensive front.
They're high in passing yardage for Keller on 3rd and short. They say Burgess isn't an inside runner, but a couple of times tonight, but it's been short yardage, and they've needed that tough yardage inside. He's been able to get it for him to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Arizona State.
Remember down here before, Arizona State had a hard time running the football in the end zone. They on 3rd down through a screen pass. They may try to throw here on 1st down.
College Game Day final coming up next. Very exciting day in college football, including this game. 1st and goal. Keller with a lot of time. A little bouncer into the end zone in the direction of Matt Miller. Keller walking almost all the way over to Dirk Cutter to get the next play. He did go all the way over to the coach. Up to 500 yards of offense now for Arizona State. They've done their part. The defense has done its part. The special teams, the big reason why they're behind right now. 2 block kicks, 1 back for touchdown. 1 field goal, 1 punt. Keller for the lead. Touchdown! Murray Mutz puts Arizona State back on top. Touchdown pass of the night for Keller. Thrown to Mutz, a former walk-on now on scholarship. Ainsworth with a very important extra point. Give him a 3-point lead. 4:07 remaining. Mutz the touchdown. Sun Devils the lead.
Motion just curled in the goal line and wide open. LSU's defense, Sean, tired. They just haven't had an answer for Sam Keller.
And you know that Mudson and his teammates have a lot of confidence in Keller. It was a great way for them to end last season by getting that Sun Bowl. Keller stepping in for Andrew Walter, plays a great game, leads them down the field in dramatic fashion to win the game in the final seconds. Then he officially takes over the team as Walter goes to the NFL. They had confidence in him before he even started this year as the starting quarterback.
Yeah, he said that Sun Bowl game he felt made it for him with his teammates.
Here's Dave.
Well, it seems without question Sam Keller was certainly born to be a quarterback. He worked with a quarterback guru in Northern California starting in his freshman year, Hydra Feeder, who was a former NFL and college coach himself, who taught Sam a lot about poise on the field, about leadership, not just the X's and O's or the 3-step drop or the 5-step drop, where to throw the ball, but how to be a leader, how to keep poise, and he's done that certainly. It's been amazing to watch here in the Arizona State sideline, take his team up and down the field time and time again and put them once again on top, Sean.
And it really helped. Dirk Koetter said we've never had a quarterback come in as a freshman who wasn't totally lost in our system, except for Sam Keller. He was comfortable almost from day one. Good coverage on special teams. Green upended near the 10-yard line. Alex King, a backup wide receiver, with a nice special teams play. Sunday Night Football on ESPN. The Ravens and the Colts, two trendy picks to knock off my New England Patriots, Mike, as AFC champions.
Peyton Manning.
He's been involved in the relief efforts in his native New Orleans. From the 9. A toss to a die and a tough run. He got walloped at the end of it. And then he got 9. Jordan Hill made the tackle. Hill was one of those Arizona State players who said, yeah, we're happy it's a home game, but I was really looking forward to going to LSU, one of the great environments in all of college football at Tiger Stadium. I wanted to experience that.
Give him this choice, so take this home field.
Arizona State players we talked to so sincere, talking about how heartbroken they were for the folks of Louisiana and what they're going through, but still their task tonight to go out here and beat LSU. They have a 3-point lead with 3:20 to go. A die tripped up by Catton East, but it looked like with the mark of the football on that yellow line, he had the first down. Well, they slid the ball back.
A lot of time left for LSU. They can't get away from the run. They got to mix the run and pass here, but the run's been good to them. Sets the play action pass with Jamarcus Russell.
2 timeouts left for LSU. They've used one here in the second half. The yellow line does not lie. First down. Les Miles with the Madonna headset there.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
I don't know if that is a fashion statement or it's comfort or what that's all about, but he wears a different headset from the rest of the staff. Russell not called upon to throw much lately, but he zipped that one to early Doucette and is finally able to hang on to a ball out of the 32-yard line for a first down.
A lot of drops tonight for LSU receivers.
Early and often.
Hurt Jamarcus Russell in his attempt to move this team down the field.
This Russell engineered the comeback against Iowa in the fourth quarter. They were down by 12. He got them the lead. Only to see it vanish. And a long pass. Iowa used to score the winning touchdown. Shocking end to Nick Saban's tenure at LSU as a defensive wizard. In that situation, they give a touchdown on a long pass in that instance. Vincent run out of bounds for a loss back to the 30. He lost 2. Walter White and Zach Catton chased him out.
That was a great effort by Justin Vincent to get out of bounds and stop that clock.
1:26 to go.
Skylar Green can tie it up or take the lead in one shot right here.
Russell looking short for Doucette, cutting across the middle. He gets spun down to the 40, 2 yards short of the first down. Keno Walter White, junior college transfer from Mesa College in San Diego, where he was considered one of the top JC defensive backs last year, made the tackle.
Now you have to start thinking about being at the line of scrimmage a little quicker in the 2-minute offense. Taking too much time. Might be a quarterback draw right here.
On 3rd and 2, perhaps 4-down territory with only 2 timeouts left. Russell with all day to throw, has a first down. Joseph Adai to the 40-yard line. Gain of 20 on 3rd and 2. Zach Catanese knocked him out of bounds.
For a good throw, stayed right in the pocket. Jamarcus Russell found the open receiver.
First and 10 Tigers at the Sun Devil 40.
An interesting kicking situation for LSU. In the past, they've used different field goal kickers depending on the distance. Russell throwing off his back foot, and it is incomplete. Through the hands of Skylar Green. Josh Golden had the coverage.
Off the back foot, as you said, Skylar Green trying to beat Josh Golden. Yeah, just a takeoff route. Pretty good coverage.
Chris Jackson warming up. Last year, he was the primary field goal kicker, particularly on the long kicks. Russell running out of time, throws it away. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 39-yard line of Arizona State with 1:27 remaining and 2 timeouts for Les Miles.
When you wait too long on those rollout passes, it just can't get it completed. Jamarcus Russell threw the ball out of bounds to get another couple shots. He's been here before, as you said, the Iowa game. Let him down the field.
Three wide receivers, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. Sun Devils with pressure, and the throw is high. Intended for Skylar Green. Maurice London had the coverage, and Will Kofe with great pressure right in the face of Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell got pressure, good coverage. He's better on the roll.
Well, now he has to make a play on 4th down and 10. And LSU will use one of the 2 timeouts to discuss this 4th and 10 play. Because essentially, if they don't convert, it's ball game over. Even if you had 2 timeouts, if you don't get this, your chances are minimal anyway. So why not take the extra time and make sure you get the right play?
No, I think it's the right call. The ball's on the left hash mark. I really believe you have to roll Jamarcus Russell to the right here. Give him time, give him protection, bring some crossing routes from the short side of the field over. I really believe he's better on the move than throwing the football.
Well, a tough time to be without Craig Davis, as Dave Ryan reported, out with a concussion. He was clearly their best receiver at the start of the game, leading receiver last year. He'd be a guy ordinarily you'd look to in this situation.
A guy you go to, and they have some drop passes all through this football game, but Skylar Green's out there, and he's a guy you can go to.
We've seen Phil Miller mix in the healthy dose of blitz. Would you come after Russell and try to make him go quickly?
I think you have to come after him, and I think I would come from the field side. Maybe bring a linebacker, somebody from the field side, because I really believe he's going to roll to the right.
The Tigers are 2 for 2 on 4th down tonight. This is a home game for them in name only. The crowd roaring, trying to help this Sun Devil defense. Russell, they did not blitz him. He throws toward the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Early Doucette, who couldn't catch a pass early in the game, makes a huge catch late to give them the lead.
Marcus Russell rolled to the right, no pressure, was able to come back and find early Doucette, who crossed the field.
That was very close, Mike, to not being a catch. Looked like the ball was twisting around and slid out when he hit the ground. I guess they'll say he had possession, and the ball bounced out after he hit the ground, but that was close. He dropped the field, and he very nearly had this one slip out of his hands. And they didn't blitz him, Mike, and
no pressure.
Russell had plenty of time. Doucette ran away from 2 defenders.
Wow. I think that ball popped out.
Yeah, and does he ever have possession? It looks like the ball is sliding around. Well, I guess he gets both hands around it there, but
instead.
Marcus Russell with the touchdown pass to Doucette. Wow. And when you try to run that one out 1 yard deep in the end zone, maybe 2 at the most, Richardson took a knee. Well, it may be an overstatement, Mike, to say in the first ball game of the year, that could be a play, a touchdown by Doucette, that keeps your national championship hopes alive. But this is an LSU team with those kinds of aspirations. You lose this game, it could be all over in that regard after tonight's game.
Yeah, both these teams have high hopes for a great year. LSU is a very solid football team. Arizona State.
Keller down the middle, deflected and caught by Mutz. Off the ricochet from an LSU defender, and a big gain. They get 28 yards to the 48. Chevis Jackson got his hand on the ball.
Had a chance at it. Arizona State has all 3 timeouts left.
Have to score a touchdown. 52 yards away from that. Down the seam again, and a catch in traffic again. It's ruled a catch for Jamal Lewis to the 27-yard line. 2 plays, and they've gone from their own 20 to the 27 of LSU. Another ball zipped beautifully into the traffic by Keller.
And it just, LSU can't get any pressure, and they can't cover.
25-yard gain. Keller hit as he throws, and it's LSU 28. Down by 4, the Sun Devils. Keller throws over the head of his intended receiver, Derek Hagan.
Vaughn put a little pressure on Sam Keller.
On 3rd and 10. Keller throwing for Hagan. Incomplete. Double coverage there. LSU 1 stop away from a dramatic victory in its season opener. Keller throws behind the receiver, Richardson, incomplete. And the Tigers take over on downs. And they're going crazy in Baton Rouge. Obviously, there's been little reason to celebrate anything in the state of Louisiana in the last couple of weeks. But tonight, the celebration will last long into the night as they toast Les Miles in his first victory as Tiger coach, barring a disaster here in the last 30 seconds.
John, this was a gutty win because you have to go on the road and play a very good Arizona State football team that's won 8 straight home games here.
Competition all through camp, particularly with Matt Flynn, but also the freshman Ryan Perilou. Might have been easy to give.
You're vying for a position like he was. It helps you in this battle.
And as Coach Miles said, when you go through everything they've gone through, you learn how important football is, where it is relative to everything else. But with an eye toward this football season and the many great things they could accomplish, this is a huge win. They have to come out here and beat a very good football team to do it the way they did. It could be a springboard to a great season. Dirk Cutter offers his congratulations to Les Miles, a winner in his first game as head coach at LSU, and he's with Dave Ryan.
John.